I loved that exchange. It was so funny. Elisa, obviously there's a lot of nuance to trying to get a deal brokered between Ukraine and Russia. Kind of take us through some of the complexities of it.
Yeah, and this is Putin and Trump. This is far different than any other leadership meeting that we're going to see. There are some challenges ahead for the president. One, it's the big question of whether or not Zelensky is going to be a part of any of this conversation. That concerns our European allies. They don't feel comfortable with the president of Ukraine not being a part of the negotiations over the end of a war between Russia and Ukraine. Zelensky has said he's not going to cede territory. It's illegal against his constitution. He's not willing to do that. Putin is not willing to budge on that maneuver, on that move either. And then you think about NATO. For Putin, it's a no-go. For Zelensky, or for Ukraine, rather, to become a part of NATO. Trump very much open to that and has also said, though, U.S. troops will not be on the ground in Ukraine. So it will be a very interesting conversation to be had, especially when you add to the fact, that Putin has a history of not being someone who can be trusted.
Fair. But Tom, you look at President Trump's track record, both during his first term with the Abraham Accords and then also all the peace deals. This term as well. I mean, Cambodia just nominated him for a Nobel Peace Prize. You now have 6 world leaders who have either nominated him for one or at least endorsed the idea. So, I mean, if anyone's going to get peace, he's probably the guy.
Yeah, and if he's not, if he doesn't achieve peace, because that's a very, it's a kind of a fluid term. It's not going to be peaceful as long as Putin's around. He's belligerent and he's going to keep pushing. Mm-hmm. Can you get him to, sign a deal? Can you get Zelensky on board? Obviously, he's going to have to. He says, I can't give up any land. But that's what you say. We were in the Korean War, and last time I checked, there's a North and a South Korea. That was not, our idea when we went into that. It never is when you go into a war. So will it be better than it was? One hopes.
David.
Look, the reality is that Putin's been stringing everyone along, including Trump, for all this time. So the meeting with Putin without Zelensky does not surprise me. The fact is, if you want to get Putin to the table, it's likely that first it has to be the two of them. And maybe there are steps that lead them eventually to a trilateral meeting. First of all, that's what it is. Two, if Putin goes back on his word, and I know people are saying this, you watch the foreign news, Trump's legitimizing Putin. No, he's not. He's getting him to the table to at least sit down face to face. When Reagan met in Reykjavik, everyone said it was a bad idea going in. What happened? He walked away from the meeting and then followed up, and look where that ended, right, with Gorbachev, the fall of the Soviet Union. So you've got to start the process somewhere. And if Putin can't be trusted, you can trust Trump to increase sanctions. And look, the SWIFT banking system, if they take the oil transfer payments away from Putin, now he has to get a plane load shipped in. There's a lot of ways you can go after Putin.
Well, and he's been tough on Putin with sanctions as well as with the EU deal, getting them to buy our energy as opposed to Russia. So the Art of the Deal, author of it, we'll see if he can get one done.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.